Hey, how's it going, everyone? I finally finished modifying the culling script to work with the save states thing that I was working on. So now, in the description and in the comments, you have a link to this page. And all you have to do is hit this download button, and you're going to get a zip file. When you open the zip file or decompress it or whatever, right, you're going to get a project file for GDevelop. Once you open the project file, you're going to get this. It's basically empty with event. So we're going to go on the event sheet, and this is the awesome sauce. This is the culling script with all the events for save states and saving and loading variables, a bunch of awesome stuff, right? And this is ready to be used. You don't need to modify anything. You can just put this into a project and it will work. To do that, you just need to copy the top one, which is going to copy all of these, right? So right click or, just copy by shortcuts, whatever. Just copy this first one and it's going to copy everything, right? So now we then go on to the project we want to apply this to. I'm going to go on open recent, and I think craft night is procedural. There we go. So then you go onto your event sheet, the main one, and you go all the way to the bottom, and you want to paste this at the bottom of the event sheet to have the best result, because you're dealing with saving and loading. So you want to make sure that this is at the bottom of your event, right? So we're just going to simulate that I pasted this in, right? Because it's already here and it's the exact same thing. So once you have all of this set up, and by that I mean you just pasted it in, you don't need to do anything else. You can just run your game and this will work. It might not be fine-tuned to what you want. Let me reset this. All right, and let's open this again. So it might not be fine-tuned to exactly what you want, but it will work, right? So here I have the buffer size still very small, but on the project, I'll show you how to change that in a second. But anyways, so the save states, now they're a bit cooler. So for example, let's say I'm all the way here to this tree. I plant some trees, right? Because I'm pretty green like that. I delete this one because, after all, I like destruction. Right. So now I'm gonna save, and on the project one that I made, it's numpad 1, but I'll show you how to change that. So I'm gonna save, just like that, and it's saved. I push the button. So now, let's say I go all the way here, and I plant some more trees, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't want that one, right? So now I don't even need to reset the scene anymore. All I gotta do is load, and it's gonna delete all the objects in the scene. It's just gonna completely destroy everything in the base layer, and it's gonna recreate the saved objects. So I'm gonna hit the button, and just like that, the scene was reloaded. So if I go all the way here and I press my reload, bang, I'm all the way back to where I was. So let's say I keep breaking this, right? I'm like, oh man, that hole is way too big. I'm going to press the button, reload, and there you go. Everything is back to where it was. Right? And this is out of the box. Out of the box, you can just do this, right? As long as you follow the instructions, or better yet, the keys, which is numpad 1 for saving, numpad 9 for reloading, and numpad 7 for deleting the save, right? And I'll put a link to the forum post, and the forum post has a bit more instructions, but that's the keys. So anyways, how do you fix this and how do you customize this? So on the very first one is the load variables or whatever. So this is the loading key. You can change this to whatever it is you want, right? Change this key to be, this is your reload, right? The save state. This stuff you don't need to change. If you know what you're doing, you can customize this by a whole lot. If you don't know what you're doing, don't touch this, and it'll work just fine. You don't need to touch the scripts, but here's the cool thing about this. The scripts are the middleman. They're just here to make stuff work. So if you know what you're doing in terms of events and stuff, if you know how to work on GDevelop, you can customize this to no end. Like you can make multiple save slots. You could delete the whole thing and just keep the stuff that saves your variables. You can just use the culling script. You can modify it. You can do so many things with this. This is such a good base of awesome tools, right? But anyways, so the keys. The very first one is going to be the loading key, right? And you can tell there it's load variables, whatever. Call script options. It's number 2. Buffer size. So we have our buffer to -100. Let's change this to something sensible like 300. Press enter, and there we go. So now you can't see the objects being recreated. It's going to look seamless. All right. What else? Then you have the exclude objects and the keep objects culled. All right. So the exclude objects, you're going to create a group, an object group, and you're going to put all the objects you don't want to be culled into the exclude objects. The name of the group can change. It can be whatever, but then you're going to have to come in here and you're going to have to change the name here as well. The variables you don't touch. All these variables in the suite of like events, they're hard-coded into the JavaScript. So if you change the variables, you're going to have a bad time. Don't do that. Don't change the variables. The group names you can change, but then you're going to have to come here and change the group names here, right? Anyways, so if you make a group called exclude objects and then put your objects that you don't want to be culled in them, then they won't get culled. That's the short of it. If you want objects to be permanently culled, as in like if it goes off screen, it gets deleted forever, like this is good for bullets and stuff, you make an object group called stay culled. And then you put your bullets on there, and every time a bullet goes off screen, it just gets deleted forever. This is good for like particle effects as well, all that sort of stuff. So let's close that. And that's the options. I mean, you don't need many options to work with this. Saving objects. Right. So this is the button that's gonna save all your objects into this like magical variable. You want to if you want to change the saving key, you do it here first, and this one is just a key and a script, and then you need to make the same key here. So if on save objects you put like S, for example, then you want to put on this one, you want to put S as well. So save variables and save objects need to be the same key for this to work seamless, right? So that's one thing to note. And this is the same thing, right? So you have a key, but you can change this to whatever it is you want. It could be a boolean, it could be whatever, right? As long as it just triggers once, right? And then you have the scripts, which again are just the middleman. They're just making stuff work. And then at the bottom, you have the normal operations again, which is just creating the save files. And again, if you know what it is you're doing, you can create multiple saves with this. Because you could now make something like, oh, if variable says 1, then save onto this file. If variable says 2, then save onto this file, and so on and so on. So you can make multiple saves out of this. Again, as long as you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't mess with this and just work with the one save slot, right? And that's basically it, right? So again, save objects and save variables need to have the same key or the same condition to be saved. Delete storage is just one button, and this is what's going to delete your save. If you don't want to save for whatever reason, if you want to reset and start completely new and fresh, you just hit this button and it's going to completely erase your storage. And then you have the culling script. which is the regular culling script I've been showing you. I don't think I did much modifications to this. I just cleaned. This whole thing is just clean now. There's no more console logging. There's no more trashy like bits of code. Everything has been cleaned to run better. But yeah, this is it. So you make those modifications, and just to show you, for example, we go into the scene. You go into your objects, object groups, and here is where you're gonna create stay called and exclude objects. For example, on exclude objects, I have my origin point because I don't want it to be deleted. And that's it. So now you get to do cool stuff, man. So we're starting. It's completely empty because I made a condition that says if I have a save file, then don't create anything. But if I press recreate or reload, there you go. Now it's not very smooth because because of the camera thing, right? We can change the camera thing. Oh yeah. Wait, why is the buffer? Oh, I know why the buffer didn't change. It's because we saved the variable. So now I'm gonna reset the save file. And now once we start, okay, now the culling buffer is now where it's supposed to be. Well, it's because we're saving and loading the variables. And before we had saved the culling buffer to -100. That's why when we loaded, it went back to -100. So it even saves that. It saves all of your variables, right? And until you hit reset to get rid of all that and start fresh, and it's gonna keep all your variables in memory. It's really good. It's amazing, right? But anyways, so we're gonna hit save. Then I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna hit load. And now it does this, right? It freaks out because you just recreated. So then he's like, he's snapping because the smooth camera picks up a new target. This is not an issue with the script, by the way. This is just an issue with my programming. We can change this. We can change this. We can change this. By simply, I need to center the camera when the thing gets created. So, the way we do this is by load variables and objects. Yeah, we do it afterwards. So we're gonna do it after loading the object. Gonna add. My God, what is wrong with my speech? Center camera. Center camera. No. Not. Center the camera on an object. There we go. And the object is going to be player. So now, first of all, we create and the camera 0 on the base layer. So now we create the object, and right afterwards, I don't think you can do sub events. Yeah, we can't do sub events on scripts, right? No. You can be on the same, but you can't be a sub event. Okay. But anyways, so now when we load, it's gonna instantly. Yeah, check that out. We fixed the jank. So every time I reload, boom, sends me back now. There's still like a little janky like loading thing there. Yeah, and the FPS is like, it's still a bit low because it's like still loading stuff. Yeah, it's getting better now. Wait. It's getting a bit all over the place, I suppose. I don't know. It's hot. I'm recording. Whatever. But yeah. So we reset. There you go. So there's a little jank there when it loads because there's a bunch of stuff being loaded at once, but we can just make it like a loading screen or something, and it'll be okay. So I drop down here, and I say, oh man, I'm stuck. I don't like this. I don't like this adventure. You reload. There you go. We're back on top. And the thing is back where it's supposed to be. I don't think there's any sort of memory leak. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm just going to load a bunch of times. Look at that. We killed the FPS. No, there's no memory leak. See, it goes back up. See, for a second, because the FPS was acting funny, I was like, is this leaking? No, it's not leaking. I just saved like 100. I just reloaded like 100 times. It did nothing. So it's all good. And I think saving's the same. Like, let's save a bunch of times. It's going to kill the FPS. I just let go. It's 30. No, it jumps back to 60. So, as you can tell, even stress testing, like saving and loading a bunch of times, it's still fine. There's no memory leak. There's no nothing like that. Right? And it's back to 60. So, it was just settling. Anyways. So, this is how cool this stuff is, right? So, I'm going to save. And I saved before the leaves the trees popped up. The leaves? Oh my god. I'm gonna reload. And you're gonna see the trees popping up again because timers work. There you go. So it works with timers, it works with everything. Oh my god, this is amazing. There's just one thing. Right now it's stuck on the base layer. The culling, the saving, the loading, the everything, it's only on the base layer. Right? So when you're working with this, you're going to have to keep that in mind. That it works only on the base layer. I'm going to see what I can do to like implement different layers or a selection of layers or whatever. But right now, it all works on the base layer. So if you're going to work with this, put everything that's, just the big stuff that you want to cull, put it on the base layer. And stuff like backgrounds and so on, put it on the background layer. But you make your own events to like delete it or save it or whatever or reload it, and it should be easier. Like the main thing, it's already done for you, right? So anyways, this is what I've been working on. I'm finally done with this. I can finally go back to like creating my build mode. Does this still work? Which one? Ah, there we go. It still works. I can still make a little house. All right, I'm gonna go back to working on this. Good, making my castles. Oh wait, I don't like that one. There we go. And the door? Yes, we leave that space open. Eh, this is not that one. That one. There we go. But yeah. Why did I? Oh my god! I planted a tree in the middle of the air. Oh, it's okay. Reload. All right. Anyways. Go download this. Go have fun. Experiment with this. I think you're going to enjoy it. I've been having a lot of fun with this stuff. And now I can finally keep working on my game. Yay. I keep making... Oh, man. I keep wanting to work on this. But, I mean, this is technically working on it, right? Because I'm going to need all of this stuff to make this game go anywhere. Because it really needs the performance, it really needs the culling to make all this stuff work. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Subscribe, leave a like, go download, put it in your project, enjoy. It's all free, But if you want to donate something, I would appreciate it. It goes towards helping the channel. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Till then, you have a good time and peace out, guys. Stay safe.